Hey everyone. So there's a lot of people who are out there who are looking to get into competitive, and they like to say things like, I have really good DM, but I don't have any game sense, so SLIN, can you teach me some game sense? And that's what this video is all about today. Game Sense 101. How do you understand the game? And let me start by saying that you're very fortunate if you have the DM but don't have the game sense. DM is so difficult to teach, and game sense is so easy to learn, so you're in the best position possible. For me, like a medic main, I have no DM, but at least I have game sense, so I'm going to pass that information on to you, and hopefully you can become a god in TF2. Now, I don't want to sound like a condescending, douchebag when I say this, but TF2 is an extremely basic game at its core. You need to start by working on your mechanics. And your mechanics is your DM, right? It's your ability to kill people and your ability to dodge. And without your mechanics, you are nothing. You need your right hand and your left hand to work together in perfect harmony like a synchronized swimming team in an Olympic pool. You need your right hand and left hand to just do the job, basic functions that you need to play the game. If you can't actually play the game, there's no point in having any game sense, right? If you're a Street Fighter, a pro Street Fighter player, a pro Street Fighter player can do every single one of those moves perfectly. A StarCraft 2 player can macro units and do 200 300 actions per minute without even thinking about it. You need to master your mechanics to the point where you don't have to think about it anymore. And it's once that you're at that point that you can finally start playing the game. Of course, you can compete at the game with much less, with worse mechanics, but if you really want to be the best at this game, if you want to be an invite player, if you want to be the best, you need to have your mechanics at that level and get it to that level as fast as you can. Work on your DM, work on your mechanics every day. Once you're at that level of DM, everyone else that you're competing against has the same level of mechanics as you are, and that's where strategy comes into play. That's where game sense comes into play. So game sense in TF2 is super simple once you have the mechanics down. It ultimately breaks down into two different kinds of advantages. You have man advantage and Uber advantage. Man advantage means I have more people than you, and Uber advantage means that I have Uber and you don't. And if you have the advantage, it's very simple. You push. You want to push your advantages when you have them. And basically, if I have more people than you, I have the number advantage. So I'm going to push into you and try and kill you because I have more people than you do. If I have Uber and you don't, I'm going to become invincible and kill you. And it's very simple to understand at that point, okay, I have Uber, you don't, here it comes, I'm going to attack you. And once you understand that if you have the advantage, you push, then it's very easy to play against that, right? So if you're on the defending side and you say, I don't have as many people as you, now I can play away from you. My job when I don't have as many people as you is to run away. Or when I know you have Uber and I don't have Uber, my job is to force your Uber and then run away. And it's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate the game. And I know there's a lot of complex elements to the game, but that's TF2 at its core. If I have more people than you, I'm going to kill you. If I have Uber and you don't, I'm going to kill you. And once you understand that, it's all about countering your enemy's best move. You don't need to know exactly what your enemy is going to do at any one moment in time. You just need to understand what their best move is and then counter that best move. For example, if I have more people than you and I don't push my advantage, that's good for the other team because they're going to get respawners, they're going to get people back into play, and I'm not going to have that number advantage anymore. If I have Uber and you don't have Uber and I take too long to push, the enemy team is going to build up their own Uber. So it's in your best interest when you have advantage to push as quickly as you possibly can. And TF2 is all ultimately about pattern recognition. You understand those patterns, you understand the situation, you understand the status, and you can push those advantages, or if you know the enemy team has that advantage, you can play around that advantage. And yeah, game sense is ultimately about prediction and anticipation. I know that's not the answer that you guys are looking for in terms of how do I play TF2, but TF2 basically comes down to those two different things. You have your mechanics and you have your game sense. Mechanics is all about killing people. Game sense is all about knowing what the enemy is going to do next and just countering that. And once you realize that TF2 breaks down into two simple advantages, it's just about repetition, practice, and practicing it over and over again until you don't need to think about it anymore. You need your DM to become second nature, and then at that point you can start thinking about the game, thinking about your enemy's best move. Once you counter their best move, they have to do their second best move, and that's exactly what you want. So I hope this video helps. leave a message in the comments below and give me your thoughts on this. If you have any specific questions about Gamesense, definitely let me know. I'm planning on making more videos in the future, and I'd love to address your questions. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.